Pregnancy discrimination in the workplace is illegal. The common scenario is when a pregnant woman tells their employer, "I'm pregnant," and then they try to find ways to terminate her either during the pregnancy or sometime after. This is not just wrong, but it's illegal. Any company that thinks it's okay to terminate you or to subject you to a hostile work environment because you're pregnant is going to have to deal with us. We have board-certified labor and employment attorneys that handle pregnancy discrimination cases regularly. But more importantly, we will get you the results that you need.
At the Rosenstein Law Group, we have a niche field within criminal defense. We do almost exclusively DUI defense and drug-related cases. We're results-driven, which means that we recognize that our clients are separate individual people and have different needs. We pride ourselves on doing two parts. One is to educate our clients along the way, and the other part is being really aggressive in their representation. So when people get in trouble and they need help getting out of trouble, that's what we're here for. This firm has a tremendous amount of experience in the DUI realm. I'm one of a handful of board-certified DUI attorneys in the entire state. I've gone out and found the best DUI attorneys in the entire state to help me assist my clients in getting people out of their particular situations. And I'm proud to say that the Rosenstein Law Group is the premier DUI defense firm in the entire state of Arizona. We've dedicated ourselves to learning more about the sciences that are necessary and focusing our energies and efforts on being incredibly aggressive at helping our clients extricate themselves from their particular legal situation.
A lawyer Rowland & Lubell is a different type of law firm when it comes to premises liability cases. In this firm, I myself have 20 years experience in Southwest Florida handling these types of claims. My partner, Ty Rowland, who works on these cases with me, has an equal amount of experience. So when you hire our firm, you're essentially getting 40 years of trial experience handling premises cases. Our support staff has also been here for 10 to 15 years. They're intimately involved in the entire procedure from the beginning of the case, working up the medicals, doing the investigative work, all the way through the litigation process and eventual trial of your claim. So at this firm, when you hire us to handle a premises case, you're really getting the whole package from beginning to end.
Probate is the process of proving that the last will of a deceased person is in fact the deceased person's last will. It's a simple application to court. It doesn't actually have to be spoken to in courts. It's done by means of what's called a desk order. You just submit documents in support of the application, and if the court is satisfied that the will is in fact the last will and the person claiming to be the executor is in fact the executor, then a grant of letters probate will be issued. It's actually a court proceeding. It's not litigation in the strict sense, but one has to commence a probate proceeding in the Supreme Court of British Columbia. There are forms that have to be completed. The probate registry has historically been fairly picky, so they have to be completed correctly. So it's much more convenient to engage a lawyer to do it.
A probate proceeding is a court-supervised proceeding in which a judge will make a final order on who will receive the decedent's assets. If there's a will, the person will have named beneficiaries, so the assets will go to those named beneficiaries. If there's no will, it will go in California, per California probate code, to the heirs. Generally, we're looking at $150,000 in the decedent's estate, and we'll then take a look if it's necessary to open a probate proceeding. A person may have to set up a conservatorship for someone, which we call the proposed conservatee, if there are no estate planning documents available, such as powers of attorney. We have been doing conservatorships for a long period of time, and we know when to open a conservatorship or when to handle things with documents and maybe use a less aggressive approach. The probate process is very rule-driven. It is complex and it can be frustrating. It is important that you hire an experienced attorney in the probate area.
At the Law Office of James Crawford, we have handled protective order cases since 1993. Protective order is a court order dealing with domestic violence. In my experience, I have represented individuals both on the side of prosecuting the protective orders as well as defending the protective orders. What people should understand is that the impact and importance of a protective order cannot be underestimated. A protective order can have an impact on your job, on your children, and on your relationship with your significant other. If you're involved in a protective order case, it's important that we sit down to talk about your case. We'll discuss your options, your choices, and we'll work together towards a resolution. At the Law Office of James Crawford, we have handled protective order cases since 1993. Protective order is a court order dealing with domestic violence. In my experience, I have represented individuals both on the side of prosecuting the protective orders as well as defending the protective orders. What people should understand is that the impact and importance of a protective order cannot be underestimated. A protective order can have an impact on your job, on your children, and on your relationship with your significant other. If you're involved in a protective order case, it's important that we sit down to talk about your case. We'll discuss your options, your choices, and we'll work together towards a resolution.
If someone has been targeted in the workplace because of their race or national origin, it can take many forms. It can include a termination, it can include a demotion, or maybe it means that you were passed up for a promotion that you deserved but didn't get it because of your race or national origin. Or maybe it means that you were forced to take less pay. This is illegal. If you've been the target of illegal discrimination in the workplace because of your race or national origin, you need to contact our team here at Kennard Law immediately. We have board-certified attorneys that handle this every single day. And we have the resources to handle your matter aggressively.
Most people these days that surf the web use peer-to-peer networks to obtain files. One remembers the Napster file sharing program from years ago. Well, things have evolved since then, and many people will surf for legal pornography and in the process end up capturing illegal child pornography, which they don't want. The risks can be severe. They include prison time, sex offender registry, and being stigmatized for the rest of your life. It's important that you talk to an attorney as soon as possible. An attorney can help you figure out, one, if the material you've downloaded is illegal, and two, figure out whether you have any potential criminal liability as a result of how you obtained that material. The goal is to help you avoid charges at all times.
At O'Malley Tunstall, what we hope is every single client who comes to us gets the same service we would give a family member.
We can do everything that large firms can do, but we're still your neighborhood firm.
What Susan and I hope when we set up this firm, and what we've tried to push and instill in all of our employees, is an idea that when people come here, they're people. We don't represent insurance companies, we don't represent large companies, we represent people. They come in with their own stories, their own backgrounds, their own beliefs.
And I need to learn that story and then see how that applies to the law and how I can help. We handle personal injury, workers' compensation, and Social Security cases.
We have the ability to both settle a case early as well as take it all the way to trial.
At O'Malley Tunstall, what you're going to find is excellent service, experience, and the fact that we are involved with our community.
We try to use that experience, her knowledge of Social Security, both of our knowledge of workers' compensation, as well as our experience trying personal injury cases, give our clients the best opportunity for the best result we can possibly get for them.